Okay, so I got the new vent tubing in place. The front part, the rear part is going to go up over the fender. This is the one that goes up to this breather up here in the front of the oil tank. It's a breather. There's no way that oil can get from here down because the oil level is below here. The filler level is right about here, and there's no way of filling it up past the filler in order to get it up in here. Now, later models, I think they put it up here, if I'm thinking correctly. I don't know what year, but they took this filler and put it up here, which gave them more capacity. And then they had to take this breather and stick it up near the, no, it'd be the return line, up so you can see the return oil. So anyway, this oil level is right about here inside the tank, and you can't get it up here. So this is a breather that takes the oil mist from the sump via the primary, and this magic little T here, they put the magic in at the factory, and it magically makes all the droplets of oil go way up here into the tank. You know, magical, and in a smaller diameter, while once all the oil droplets magically make this 90-degree left turn into a smaller diameter tube, then just the air pressure goes out here to the back end of the fender. So yeah, magic, right? It's a wonderful design that just must have fooled a bureaucrat. Anyway, so I'm going to run the fender vent along the fender now. I've cleaned up all these clamps, and I'm going to put them back on now. All right, the complete venting system is installed. Let the magic begin. So, all the way to the back end of the bike, all the way to the magic T, up the magic T to the front of the oil tank as a breather, and then shortly forward to the breather on the primary case. So, all installed. Okay, now it's time to put the gas tank back on and the side cover air filter assembly back on, and start the bike. Okay guys, if any of you have ever put an air cleaner assembly together on a oil and frame bike, you know that getting the little bolts and nuts in here and getting them tightened down is a pain in the butt. You have to get in here with a screwdriver and a tiny little wrench or socket, and it's just not fun. So I've done it so many times, I've been irritated by so many times, I came up with my own solution. And this is the solution. I bought some threaded rod and some tubing and some nuts and bolts. And what we do is take this put it in from the other side, right through there. This is from me trying to do it one-handed. Okay. Like so. Still working one-handed. Put the little tubing over the little gunner. Put the little washer and nut on it. Still one-handed. Like so. And just stand right out here and tighten it down. Like so. So now I'm going to do the other one. Okay? Anyway, that's fun. Okay, I don't know if this caution in here is going to do anybody any good, but the original filters that came with the bikes were made out of paper. They were very flimsy, they were easy to crush, and all you had to do is put them in here, put the cover on, bolt it down, and everything's wonderful. The new filters, especially, I think these are K&Ns, are very, 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 very strong. If you try to bolt them down and crush them, you'll basically break this bracket back here. So I take these filters and I put them in a vise and I crush them to make them narrower so that they will fit into the airbox without having to be cranked down with a 6-foot cheater bar and possibly breaking that center bar. So that's just a word to the wise to future people working on the bike. All right, the bike is completely finished, back together. I'm going to lower the lift and do a cold start. The bike hadn't been started in a while, a few days anyway. I took the pilot jet out, cleaned it. It's a Premier carb, so it's easy enough to do. I just pulled it out and cleaned it. And I'm going to put the camera on the tripod, and you'll get to see how many kicks the bike takes to start after having sat for a few days. All right, got a good tickle. Let's go see. Let's put the fuse back in. Pulling the tank, I always pull the fuse. All right, I'll accept 3 kicks. I'm going to invite the client to come down and take the bike for a ride. Maybe around the neighborhood for a while, maybe up and down Route 51, just over the over the hill, do a little high speed. On a morning that's a little cooler, or whenever we can. And then we'll bring it back and we'll park it vertical like this and see how much oil's in the primer. Because I put 10 ounces in, 10 US ounces in, after having taken 18 US ounces out. So I'm going to invite him to come down and ride the bike, and we'll see what happens. It's kind of cool. You can put your finger on the back side of that vent tube that goes all the way back to the end of the bike, and you put your finger on the end of it, and you can feel the pulses of the engine pulsing from the sump, in and out, in and out. It's not really like it's sucking air in and pumping it out. It's basically pulverizing the same air over and over and over again. So, interesting. All right, so I'm going to call this good for the time being and let the client come do a test ride.